let's start with session then. But yeah, if at any point of time, if you come across anything, just let me know. We can maybe park it or take it if it's relevant to the current discussion which we're having. We saw an overview of spaces and pages and compared it with the groups concept yesterday. So what we saw that like if there is only one group, like there is only one space, if I say it like that, then the space and group will look similar. So this one currently is a space, but it doesn't have any drop down. So it means this is a space with only one page inside it. So if it's only one space and one page, then it will look entirely same as how the groups used to look. But if there are multiple pages which we have inserted inside a space, you can see a drop down here. It comes in and then you have various, so these are called as pages. And then with the help of this, you can further divide the apps into further sections. We can see that when we go for the technical design also, how it looks. But yeah, this is what we saw. And then whereas if we compare it to the group concept, there used to be no concept as sections or pages. There used to be just one group and then just the applications which we used to insert inside the group. So I think that's what we discussed. And then we discussed about some of the advantages of how spaces and pages, how it brings in. But yeah, we will discuss that more in detail also in today's session. So let's first look at which is the Fiori application or which is the T code for you to create the spaces. So first of all, there is no T code as such. There is only a Fiori application which SAP has provided. So you don't need to go to your GUI and then enter any T code which we used to do for catalogs and for groups. So for this is manage Launchpad Spaces. Don't I have access to this? Looks like I need more access to this. Shouldn't be the case. No, let's do one thing. Let's go to our Fiori Apps Live Lab, our product version 2023. Let's look at our app, manage launch. Where we need to pick for HANA 2023. So this is your only desktop compatible. You can't, because since this is for technical users, it is expected that it won't be allowed for end users who want to display it in their mobile. So whenever you want to use this, it's only the desktop version which is applicable for you. And if we come to the product features, this is how your managed Launchpad Spaces will look like. So you need to ensure that this is the kind of page or this is the kind of UI you are entering into whenever you enter this. So this we have seen. Now let's see what all things are required for us to use this application. Let's go to configuration. We have SICF service, OData service. Let's go back to how we used to check it. This is active. This is activated as well. We are good. Next, we need to see if the OData service is activated. Let's go to main service depot. Okay. Let's go directly to add service. Add the system. Copy it again. Are already registered, so we are go. SICF and OData both are active, and next we can either add directly. There is no business role they have given us. Okay, so if there was a business role available, we could have just added that also, but it's not available, so it's good. Let's go ahead and then maybe create a role itself. Let's call it the security team role. Let's create a test role, save it, go to menu. Let's try adding the business catalog itself. Let's see how does it work. Go to Launchpad. Yeah, it has brought in the necessary services. Let me add it to my user as of now. What's my user? We are good. We have added this. This one is SAP Basis PC UI FLD. Let's try to add one more application, maybe manage Launchpad page. If it's the same business catalog, then we don't need to add it separately. It has already been covered. Let's look at the business catalog for it. SAP Basis PC UI FLD. I think it's the same. SAP Basis PC UI FLD. Okay. So both our apps are included in this. So let's see how managed Launchpad pages will look like. Then not be loaded. Okay. This is how your managed Launchpad pages will look like. We'll see it in the system as well. But yeah, good to have an overview. So we have it. Let's go ahead and try to refresh it for now. Okay. Now let's try to search for that. Let me see if it's come up here. Let me sign out and decide it's working now. Okay, here we go. So one thing to note here, I mean, even if we are having SAP all, we are having SAP new also, but since we were not having access to this particular app because of the catalog not present, the technical catalog or the business catalog here, what we have added, so we were unable to access this. So in Fiori, you need to understand that there is nothing called as SAP all for Fiori. You need to add respective app, like you need to provide respective app access to the user, and it can be provided with the help of catalog, which we either we create a custom catalog or we use the standard business catalog or the technical catalog. Technical catalog is not recommended because it will come up with a lot more application access, but business catalog is preferable in case of testing environments. Like in this case, we didn't create any custom catalog. We just went ahead and then we added the business catalog to us. So that's the only possibility where you can get access to any application which you want to access. So keep that in mind that whichever app you want to provide access, do not assume that we are having complete access. So we'll be able to launch any application which a end user might come up with that he is facing errors in that. We also need to get access to that application, and the only way to get access is via the business catalog. And then since we didn't add the this thing to the groups, manage Launchpad Spaces, so it was not appearing in any of the groups which we saw. But yeah, in the search icon, it appeared for us. So we need to ensure that we add it to both. Either you are using the spaces approach, so you add it to the space and add it to the like catalog. Definitely, it should be there. So you need to keep this in mind. So yeah, now we are in Manage Launchpad Spaces. So this is how your screen will look like when you enter the Manage Launchpad Spaces. So these are some of the spaces which are created before. So you'll see here that what all are the spaces which are created. So again, we have your ID description, we have your title, roles is mentioned. So what it means is to how many roles this space has been tagged. So we get to know this. If it was part of multiple roles, then we would see the numbers here increasing. Then who last changed it, and then whom it was created by. So let's go ahead and create a new space. So as soon as you enter, you'll need to give a space ID. So let's try to give something random for now, but I have a dedicated document which we will go through in the second half today, where we will learn about the naming convention recommended by SAP for your spaces and pages as well. So let's try to give it maybe C space 1 for now. Description, you can keep the description however you want to. Maybe we can keep it for now, training space 1. So description is something which will not appear for the end users, but title will appear. So we need to ensure that whatever title we are placing, it is something which is catchy and then which it describes that what kind of Fiori applications will be part of that space. So I mean that is all something which we need to discuss with business and then come up with all these names. And ID is something which we can pick from our end, but description and space title is something which needs to come from them. So we need to work with them in that. So let's give it same for now. Or let's see, let's do training SP1 that we can differentiate. So one thing to note here, as soon as you create a space, you are getting an option to create a page as well. So if you want to create it on the go, like as soon as you create, you have a page which is tagged to a space. You can check this. Let's check it for now. We can also see it by unchecking it. How does it look? So as soon as we go, we will get this. So let's just try to be same. Instead of space, let's call it page. Space 1, let's call it page 1, page title. Instead of SP, let's give it. Okay. So we can, as soon as we create it, it asks us for a transport. We can either create it or use the previous one. So this is how it will look like. And then it's good that as soon as we create it, it gets captured in the transport. So whatever changes you do, it automatically gets stored in your transport. And then you just need to release the transport and then move it to the next environment. You don't need to do this activity in multiple environments. It's just that in development you do, and then after that you can move it to the upper systems, be it quality, your pre-prod, your any other system. If you have a separate SIT UAT system, you can move it to there as well. So let's go ahead and create it. So let's see now what we have got. So this is the space which has been created. If you go to general data, it will show us what was the description, what was the title, and this sort priority we will come later. With this, we can do in if there are multiple spaces and all. So for now, just focus on description and title. These two things are changeable. So even if you are unsure at that point of time, you can put and then later you can change. But the space ID which we have created, that's done. We can't change it, similar to the roles. So we get to know who created it, when was it created on, changed by, and changed on. So even you have a change history directly available here. If somebody makes any changes, it will just reflect here that who was it changed by. Let's go to pages. So pages again, space is a container, and for space, your pages is something which is inside it. So right now we have only one page. So as mentioned here, we can also have multiple pages that will reflect here. Currently, this space is not assigned to any role, so it's not reflecting here. If we need to assign it to a role, we can do it. And then finally, to which transport it is tagged, we can see it. Let's go to page, because page would be the one where we can add your further applications in. You can't directly add your applications in the space. Your space is something which is a container, and then further pages are inside it, and your applications inside your pages. So currently there is one page. If you want to add more pages, you'll have all the pages which are created here. So if you want to select any of the standard pages, so let's just pick maybe anything. Let's just search for maybe finance. There is no finance space. Let's pick spaces audit. If you want to load go, as soon as we click, it says that okay, this is the page. Hi, this is how it will look like. If you want to add this page, let's just go here again in the edit. You just need to click on add here. So as soon as you add it, your page will come inside it. This is the custom page which we have created, and this is the standard page. So let's try to save it for now. If you want to assign it to a role, you can. I think here it will not give us that functionality. In your S4HANA public cloud, you can, since it's when the roles are available in the cloud itself, you can go ahead and do it. But in this case, yeah, for pages, for spaces, we'll need to do it via the PFCG itself. So we do not have any functionality available. So you can ignore for now. As soon as we add space to a role in the PFCG, it will start reflecting here. We can see that. So we have discovered pages. But then for you now, till now, we have created a space, we have created a page, and then we have also added a standard page. But the applications which we need to provide access to is not something which we have touched upon. So for doing that, we need to go to another app. Let's go to this Manage Launchpad Pages. So as soon as you will come here, you'll further see that whatever you created is available. So we created as your Z page 1. So let's go here. Currently it says that there are no sections and the page is empty, which is correct because we haven't added any applications to this. Let's go ahead and click on edit. We need to enter a section title here. Let's maybe enter section 1 for now. Then further, what we can do is we can either select the titles from the applications from the role, but currently we do not have any roles assigned. That's why it's not coming. Or we can go ahead and we can manually select the tiles as well. Let's try to search for any tile, maybe let's say inbound delivery. No tiles available for this page. Please check if spaces are assigned to a role. Okay. Space we need to assign, that's fine. Select a catalog for this. Go to Fiori Apps Library, pick any catalog, create inbound delivery viewer. Let's try to see which catalog it was coming from. Like this technical catalog, we'll have more applications pick and choose from. When catalog is selected, not sure why it's not picking it. It was deliveries. Okay, fine. So yeah, as soon as there are two ways in which you can add a application to a page. One is derived from the roles, which we will see once we add a role to a space. Other is we just need to pick the catalog. So you need to go here in the three dots, go to select catalogs. Either you can select your custom catalog, or you can pick the standard catalogs as well. All of them would be available here. We can also look at the custom catalog which we have created. You can see that in another case. So yeah, so you can just pick the catalogs from here, and from that, whatever apps are present inside that catalog, that will be visible here. So you can either search here, or you can just go here in the manual selected. It will show you which catalog it is, and then which all apps are present inside that catalog. And then you can further add it to this. So if you pick this, create inbound delivery, click on add. it will be visible here. So if we need to add, say, multiple items at once, we can do this. But here, what you need to do is, as soon as you do here, you just need to click on add here. If you do that, all of them will come in one go. So let's try to add one more section. Then you've added it. Now you can also drag and drop the applications directly if you want. Just put it here. You don't need to click on add. Just bring it here. If you want to bring something above, you can do that as well. Just bring it here. So yeah, SAP has made it quite smooth that as soon as you want to either add it, you can do it like this. We have done this. So let's try to save this. So now we have a space, we have a page, but it's again the similar thing. Assume you have created a group, but if till the time it is not assigned to the role, and the role being assigned to the user, you won't be able to see this in the system. So let's try to first assign this to the role and then maybe assign it to us or to the test user, and then we'll see how does it look like for the end user. Also, the one more feature which SAP has provided is this page preview. So you can just click here and then you can see that how does this page will look like for the end user. So we have created section 1, section 2, we have added 5 applications here, 2 applications here. So this is how your end user will also see when he logs in to his Fiori Launchpad. So we have got this. We have selected the transport. Let's go. Let's just go ahead and add it to this also. But okay, let's use this role only for now. Maybe we can further create a new role again. Let's go to menu, transaction. So you come to Fiori Launchpad, and then you have something called as Launchpad Space. You just need to click on here. So let's just go here. Click on search. This is the space we have created. It is visible here. Let's try to pick it, check it. Let's try to save this. So as soon as you save, again, the authorizations won't turn red or orange or anything, because again, it's only for visibility. You are not assigning any application or authorization access from a backend standpoint or new auth objects and all. Nothing is inserted. It is just from a UI standpoint. So similarly, how it doesn't used to affect your groups, it will not affect your spaces as well. So we have added the space. So you don't need to add any page here. There is only option of adding a space. So whatever you need to do with the page, that's only available in the front end. And then whatever you do, once it is tagged to a space, it will get embedded into the role also. Let's try to save this. Go back. Now let's go to again your manage launchpad spaces and just try to see if we can see the role assigned to it. So now you see initially there was no role assigned to this. Now we see that one role has been assigned to this. You can further see that Fiori security team role, it has been assigned to this. So now we have this. Even if you'll go to the pages, you'll see the similar thing. Let's go there. So assign to a space or role, it says yes. Let's go here. Role context. Yeah. This will come in because this is currently not part of the roles, the applications which we have added. So this we'll see later. But for now, what I need to show you is, and if you want to go, click on edit. So if we need to go on derived from roles, so we'll see further these applications because these are coming from the roles, and the only role which we have added is the role containing the Fiori catalog with the user interface. So these are the applications. So if I just try to add this translation editor, let's me try create one more section. Section 3, if I try to add this, you'll not see this error. We'll discuss about this as well. But I think, yeah, this is what you need to consider, that if we are adding a application and that application is not part of the role, it will give you this kind of errors because ultimately it will not allow you to execute it because it's just for display part you have added, but the backend authorizations which are required for running these applications are not present in the role. So it will not allow you to execute these applications. So we have this. Let's go to page preview. Now we don't see this because now a role has been added. So even those apps would be not visible to the end user because those are not coming as part of the any role which is tagged to it. So we'll only see this. We'll discuss about this as well. But for now, let's go ahead. We created a space successfully. We created a page successfully, and then we have added a page to a space, and then we also added the applications to the pages. So any Any queries till now?
Allowed to add the duplicate apps to in one pages or?
Duplicate apps to one pages. Okay, let's try to see. You mean to see that if I want to add again the translation
Yes,
editor
yes,
again
yes,
in the section?
yes, yes.
I think should be allowed, but I mean, why would you do that? I mean, it is allowed. I mean, you can do this and save this.
No, my
Click
intention is
on
to restrict that
paste.
one.
Oh, sorry. Can you repeat?
My intention is to restrict that one. So that's why I'm asking actually. So if we are adding that multiple, it is as a clumsy, right?
Yes, correct. So yeah, so that's what we need to do. I mean, we as a Fiori security consultant, this is our responsibility to make sure that we do not repeat any apps, or there are further things which I'll show you for the applications which are more frequently used. How can you do it? Which are less frequently used? How can you do this? But yeah, this is something which we need to make sure that this is not happening. I mean, it is not looking clumsy and all. For this reason, SAP has come up with spaces and pages, and then it has provided us good flexibility in how we can do. So you have complete rights to customize it as per how you need it for the client. So if this translation editor is already present here, then if somebody is requesting it to be added here, then this is something which you should push back. You should say that this is already present here. So either remove it from here or add it here, or just let it be here. So you don't need to duplicate it, because if you do it, then it basically will challenge the notion of why we came up with spaces and pages only.
Okay, thank you, sir.
Okay, no problem. So yeah, I think this we saw. So yeah, I mean, any queries till now here? You can.
Is it any way to avoid to adding the duplicate in one page section? Sorry.
You mean the duplicate app?
Yes, yes.
I mean, there is not.
For in a section 3, it's showing as one app. It is okay. For in a section 2, in future, so if any for customer in a section 10, 20 apps are there. So unexpectedly, we are drag and drop the duplicate also. It's showing as it is already added like that. Is this any way to the showing that like the type of alert?
Already added? No, nothing like that. As of now, it's coming.
Okay.
So that's the reason. I mean, again, before you come here and then you do this randomly. I mean, this currently I'm showing because we do not have any offline Excel created. So that's the reason. The first thing before you come to any, whether it is your role design or your spaces design or it was a group concept which you are using that design. First thing is to make it offline. I mean, you decide that okay, this is the role I'll create, this is the space I'll create for this role, and these are all the applications which will go inside it. So in that way, you'll be clear. And in spaces and pages, you need to be more clear, because here you'll have further sections as well. So if you are clear with what all goes in that section in the offline, then you won't end up adding multiple apps into one section or duplication of app. And then again, I mean, you will need to give time to look at the page preview, look at it and see. But yeah, again, one more thing that we will see further in the best practices as well as we go, that 10, 15 applications, as you are saying, so that you don't need to add under one section. Because if you do it, then again, it again is not something for which the sections were designed. So maximum 4 to 5 applications is the maximum which is recommended to be put inside the section. If there are more than 5, then yeah, the recommendation is to go for a new section itself. Because again, if you add 10, 15 applications, and I mean, again, that will look the same way, right? I mean, it will look again clumsy, not clean. So if you have flexibility of creating more sections, and in fact, I mean, 10, 15 is the maximum which can be present in a one page. So if there are requirement of say more than 10 applications, so the ideal way is to create one more page for it. So in one page, only 10 apps will look, and then once you go to the second page, further 5 apps will be appearing. So in that way also, it will make sure that you prevent that duplication, because under one screen what all is present you can see, and in the second screen what all is present you can see. So we'll see that how you can try to avoid that, and what all best practices you can follow. But then 10, 15 applications under one section, that is strictly not allowed. So if there is a requirement, either go with 5 applications per section, or if there is or overall page, I mean, 10 applications is something which I would recommend. And if there is a requirement of more than 10 applications, then definitely go with another page itself. And then there you'll have further sections. So in that way, you can make sure that all the applications are given access, and then it doesn't look very clumsy as well in the Fiori Launchpad.
Okay.
Got it?
Yes, sir. Thank you, sir.
Okay, no problem. So yes, anybody else clear with what we did till now?
Hey, you know, ZaranTech now offers SAP corporate training. That's right. Train your workforce in SAP with our comprehensive program. We offer customized courses, certified trainers, and hands-on labs for both individuals and businesses. Our standout features? Bespoke training, fully configured servers for practice, in-house materials, and a dedicated LMS. Plus, get session recordings and 24/7 support. From functional to technical modules, we have got it all. Choose ZaranTech for SAP training and watch your team excel. Learn, upskill, succeed with ZaranTech.
Okay, let me just go here. Let's just have it over Word as well. Spaces and pages. So, okay. So what was the first thing we did? Like for spaces and pages, what is the first thing you'll need to have access to in order for you to execute this?
The Launchpad access.
Correct. Yeah, I mean, Launchpad access is definitely required. So Fiori Launchpad access, let me write, because there is no way for you to create it in the GUI or you to launch it from GUI. So Fiori Launchpad access is mandatory, which you need to have. Yes, I mean, like what was that application, if you remember, which we tried to execute? What was it?
Manage Launchpad Space and Page.
Correct. So that these are two different tabs. So let's try to write manage Launchpad Spaces. So this is your applications. This is also again mandatory. I can say you need to have access to it to open this application. So either if you don't have access, you know now how to get access. Go to Fiori apps library, search for this in your respective version, and then just add either the business catalog, because it's something which we will be using more often, or just create a new custom catalog and then add this particular application's target mapping, and then you'll have access to it. Manage Launchpad Spaces, and then yeah, you rightly said the other app is, but okay, let's go there after, or okay, let's write it for now. Manage Launchpad Pages. Again, same thing applies to this. It is mandatory, and you need to have access to open this application. That's the first thing you need to go and check in your Fiori app library, your Fiori Launchpad. So I think as I didn't had access to it, and then I gave that access to me. So I think the same thing would not be working for you as well right now. I'll need to provide access. So if any of you who has access, can you just go ahead and check? I mean, these two applications, are you able to access? Expectation, what I saw in my access was that I wasn't able to, so you should also be not able to. But yeah, you can confirm me. Anybody who has logged into his system, just check that if you are able to access these two applications.
I don't know. This manage Launchpad Spaces and Pages access can be provided to the end user?
No, you can't.
Okay.
Because if you do this, then they'll end up creating lot of, first of all, they'll not understand how to create this and all, and then they'll mess up. So this is something which is admin access. So you don't need to provide access to them. They don't even need to know about this. But even if they know, you just need to tell them that this is admin access. I mean, you don't need to provide it.
I hope only first option is going to be provided to end users, Launchpad access.
Launchpad access, correct. That's the thing which they would want for them to test what you have done for them. So
yeah, thanks, sir.
Okay, no problem. So anybody can let me know if you are able to use this application or not.
For me, it's not possible. So no, right now I'm in office actually. So I'm connected with the office network.
Okay, got it. So, okay, maybe let's try to see it towards the end. If anybody can do it. Okay, because this is mandatory for you to, I want you to do some exercises with the spaces and pages. So if you don't have access, I'll ask the team to provide you access, or I can provide it maybe during the session as well.
So no, I have connected to the server.
Yes.
Just share my screen.
Sure.
Hope you can see my screen.
Yeah, it's loading. Yeah, I can see it.
What exactly you want me to show?
Yeah, just log. Yeah, open the Fiori Launchpad. I think it's loading for you. Just go to search icon. Search for Manage Launchpad Space. It's not coming, right?
Manage how many apps I have? I have 14 apps.
No, I think that's not coming for you. So yeah, So do you know now how can you give access if you don't have access to this app? So suppose this is a situation which you are facing. So like I have showed you in the class, but yeah, like now you see that you do not have access. So what is the next step you will do?
We'll search for this
Well-
application in the Fiori app library and add that business catalog.
Correct. Yeah. So let's do this.
Yeah, I guess here we don't have the Fiori.
If you have access to internet, I mean, Fiori Apps library.
I'll have
Okay.
to go outside the VDI. Just a minute.
No, you typed the wrong Fiori. You typed.
Anything is fine. Like Google is blocked. Even having.
Okay,
Okay.
Google itself is blocked. Okay. So-
I'll search it in my other main desktop. So let me just share my entire screen.
Sure.
You can see my screen, right?
Yes, it's visible. Now the Fiori Apps library is loading.
Go to apps, product version 3.
Here we are assigning the standard business catalog, but in the actual scenario, we'll be creating a custom catalog, right? And assigning it.
Yes, correct. Yeah. Like for us, I mean, as like security team members or admin team, we can still go ahead and assign the business catalog to us because it's in the test system. But yeah, again, I mean, if you need to move it to via transport, good to have a custom one created.
So yeah,
Here I just
here's
did it for the sake of time. Yeah. So what will you do next?
to get the catalog. So okay, this is the target mapping. This is the technical catalog. It's the business catalog. So we'll assign the business catalog, right?
Yeah. So before that, you first need to check if the services are active. So which I have checked in the system. So that's okay. You can ignore it for now. But yeah, whenever you come for any app, the first thing should be check the OData and the SICF. Because if you tend to miss it, even if you assign a business catalog, and if the services are not active, it won't work. So for now, you can ignore. You can just, I think, select a business catalog for now. But yeah, definitely you need to create a custom one in your actual client scenario. Does it allow you to paste inside?
Yeah, it should. Just a minute. Let me just stop my sharing for one moment because I'm not able to see the taskbar of my RDB. Yes, business catalog. Shall I assign it directly, or we'll have to add it into the role?
No, you can't assign a business catalog in the role. So you need to open the role first.
Want me to use any existing, or shall I create a new test?
I think use the existing one, or I think create a new one. I think should be fine. Create a new one. You'll see it from scratch. Just name it Z Fiori Security 2 or anything which you want.
Fiori.
Yeah. Should be good.
Should be with this or the Z one? Oh, it's with this only.
Yeah, should be good.
We have IWS GSV, both things. I have saved it. Going to authorization. We'll generate the profile, save it again. Going to change authorization date. Specific authorization you want me to maintain, or just save and generate?
No. I think for now, just click on status there. It will generate. It will mark everything as green.
Perfect.
For this, we don't need anything.
Okay, so I have generated.
Just assign it to your user as well here.
Yes, just to be sure.
Just see if
if
the
user master comparison is done.
Correct. It's done.
Correct.
So looks good. Now go again and now try to search it.
Yes.
Maybe refresh and then try to search.
Might be refresh, might be need to log on, log out, log in. But yeah, let's see.
Yeah, I think sometimes you don't need to do this, but let's see. If it doesn't work, you can log off. For now, let's see if the refresh only works. Ideally, it should work.
Many times about cache and cookies also, dependent on the browser and system. It's loading.
So with that one catalog itself, you'll right now get access to both applications, which is Launchpad Spaces and Launchpad Pages. But yeah, in the custom one which we create, we may need to add different target mappings to the one which we are creating. So
correct. This is like a standard role only, right? SAP standard roles. We get copied into custom. We have a new installation on the versions.
Yeah, I mean here in this case we had a standard catalog, but if we had the standard role, then you won't even need to add spaces and pages, which we'll see, because the business role which you will add, it will come with a space, page, or group, everything. It will. Right now we have just added catalog. So for you to provide that application in your Launchpad, you again need to add a space corresponding to this or a group.
Or else I'll have to search it always.
Search it always, correct. Yeah. So we can have it as an activity. Let's see if I think just log off and relog in. Maybe it's taking a lot of time.
This is the same error that we faced. Like we added a catalog. I mean, me and Ayush was working yesterday, and we added a catalog and didn't create a group. But yeah, was not able to get it. Maybe we did something while creating catalog because we were creating it from the side. Some references thing we might have missed. That's what I'm guessing for now.
Yes, yes, yeah. I mean, at least now you are able to relate that you are missing something and then what you are missing. So that's good. I think
Yes.
try to troubleshoot yourself. It will be good. If not, then we'll do it first thing tomorrow.
Definitely, definitely. So we have managed Launchpad Spaces and pages over here now.
Okay.
You want
It's
me to go?
visible. Yeah, just
Yes.
see if you are able to access it.
Let's go try the spaces. Yes, I can see the 3 spaces that have been created. Space 1, money space, object analyst, created by. Let's try to see the pages as well. So yeah, these are the different pages that are created. I
Okay,
can
great.
go in and edit, add few things. There's transport, which it was captured in spaces. And okay, so this transport, so I'm guessing this page is means after the changes, multiple changes, all the TRs will get listed here, or only the latest one which has captured the current changes?
No. So as soon as we create a page, we have tagged it to the transport. So now whatever changes you do, all will be captured in this TR only. There
No, but
won't be any multiple TRs.
what if we release and move it to the next environment, and after a few days again we have a requirement that okay, we need this more additional changes, then it will not capture in the
So
same thing, right?
correct. Yeah. In that case, you can further see more TRs coming
Ah,
here. But I think I need to check that if more TRs will come or whichever is the new TR, it will come. I think we can check this out as well. I think the latest TR will come because I haven't seen more than one line item.
Because what I'm guessing is here in transport they have given a count. They are also given the sorting thing. So like for one thing, why would there be a sorting button and everything? So might be the case.
It might be the case that more than one TR is coming if one TR is released and moved. So yeah, we can get it checked. So that's good. So now you are able to access. So yeah, so that's how we need to do. If we are unable to access any application, don't need to panic. Just make sure that first of all check everything. Sometimes it may be due to some wrong spelling which you are using, or sometimes due to cache issues. So just try to fix that. And again, if still you are not able to see, the only thing is just check your roles. If you do not have the corresponding catalog which you would have created. So that's why I say that every time good to have a offline Excel maintained first and then go to SAP, because as in when your client will increase his requirements for getting more and more apps, and if you just try to go and just do it in the system, then you will end up in such kind of errors which you will spend more time in troubleshooting, whereas you will see that it was something which we would have fixed if we would have maintained it in the Excel offline, Excel or Word or whichever way you feel comfortable. I mean, I think Excel works good. So that's how we should do it. And then if not, then the only thing is go to Fiori Apps Library, just check it, that which catalog is responsible, which target mapping is responsible. And then depending on how you want to do this, you can do that. So that's good. So what I'll do is I'll not provide you access to this. I want all of you to go to your SAP systems and then give access to yourself to this. With that way, you will learn how to do this as well. And then what I want is you don't need to assign a business catalog directly, like how Shardul did and I provided. Create a custom catalog and add both the applications, Launchpad Spaces, Launchpad Pages, and then provide that catalog access to you, provide the group access to you for now. And I think even you can go ahead and then now you know how to create a space. So as soon as you have created a space, you can even assign a space to you. So assign both, means space also, a group also. We'll see that whenever you switch from groups to spaces or spaces to groups, the tile should appear for you in both the cases. So let me just try to list it in the chat maybe. So in that way, you will have access to this. So let me just share my screen.
So there might be an option of copying the catalog as well, right?
Copying the catalog. Just
like we do for the role. Like copy one role to another role, change the name.
Copying a catalog, you mean copying it from a standard catalog, you're saying?
Yes, from a standard to custom.
Standard to custom. So the challenge there is, I mean, if you copy a standard to custom, so whatever is maintained in the standard. So let's look at the role which I have created. And even I think the same applies to you. If you go to menu, if you look at this standard catalog, so it is containing these all services, right? And then if you try to copy it to a custom catalog, all these services will also come in. And then for us, the purpose of for us to create a custom catalog is to restrict these services. So if you copy a standard to custom, all of this will come, and then you will need to delete this. So in order to prevent this, good to create it as a scratch and then give a reference to the application, which is not a reference to a catalog. So in that way, you get an option to pick and choose that whichever application you add, only those services are coming inside. Whereas in case of roles, it's not like that. I mean, because roles is again a container, so you don't need to bother about these services. But yeah, I mean, if it's a role which is containing a lot of T codes, and if you create a copy, again, the same thing happens. I mean, all the T codes, all the Fiori apps, which will come in. And then if your purpose is to create something which is restricting access, then that will not be fulfilled if you just copy a standard catalog to a custom catalog.
You said it's for standard to custom. Okay, that's not possible. So if it's custom to custom, because we already have some restrictions done in the services, then custom to custom, is it possible? Because see, in real time, we will get so many bulky requests, right? At that time, we cannot keep on creating one, right?
Yeah, that's true. So I don't remember creating any custom to custom, because I think that option is still not provided. But let's see. The only option to create a custom catalog whenever we come here. Okay, this is not custom catalog for the service LPCM. And I think even that functionality is not yet available. So you need to create it from scratch only. But let's just see. But I mean, I hope you get the point, right? I mean, why this is not being provided from standard to custom. And from custom to custom also, I think, I mean, if there's already a custom catalog which you have created, that you would have created for some particular applications, right, which you want to provide access. And if there is a requirement of creation of a new custom catalog, and if it contains the similar applications, then, I mean, you can still reuse the same catalog, right? Why would you want, if there are, say, 2 applications, and then those 2 applications you want to repeat in another catalog? So you can still reuse that catalog. The only challenge can be that, yeah, if it's for different teams having the same app access, then then maybe you'll need to create a new custom catalog with the same apps.
So, I mean, like, if, for example, I'll give you like a scenario wise. For a B person, there are XYZ apps, and like there are 5 people joining in a team. Okay, for the 5 people, AB will have XYZ apps, and whereas CDE should have XYZ and another 2 extra like XYZ and ST. Okay.
Yes.
So in that case, for 5 people will copy the same custom catalog, and for the other 3 will add separately the 2 other apps. That will become an easy job for us, right? Rather than creating one by one. I hope I was clear.
Yeah. I think I'm able to relate to that. So you are saying you'll copy the catalog, means you'll create a new catalog, right? By copying the old catalog, you're saying.
Yes, existing custom catalog to a new custom catalog.
Okay, let's try to see it. Maybe let's try to go to catalog, which we know is the customer fact sheet. Create option will help in copy catalog. I think it is doing this. This is available. So let me try to create maybe _2. That's it. Catalog _2. Yeah, transport will capture it in same. Okay. Yeah, I think that is available. You can still go ahead and use the copy functionality. It will just copy everything what you have done. So you can still try to use it, but from standard to custom, I'll say not to do this, even if it is available for you, because it will just bring in everything. So if we just try to see that if we try to use the same catalog which we assign to the role.
Okay. Yeah.
Yeah. Let me see where is. Yep. No problem. I think good. Even I never used this kind of copy functionality, but yeah, good to know it is available, but yeah, never use it for standard because of the reason which I told you. Let's try to see it as well. I use this catalog. We need to go. Okay. Meanwhile, let it load. Let me give a task. We need to create a row containing catalog, custom group, and space. And here, when I say custom group or custom catalog, that should contain your manage, launchpad, space, launch page. I think this should be it. Apart from that, I think for now add this 2 and then create a test user, assign the role created in step 1. So if you'll just assign him the role, will he be able to execute to create a role here with all this, and then this also you have maintained, and as soon as you create a test user, assign him the role, will it be enough for him to go ahead and then test out this?
Default rules?
Yes, correct. So you'll need to assign him the general end user Fiori rules or default rules, you can say. So create a test rule, assign the role in step 1, and general end user Fiori or default roles, we can call it. So do this. So these are the 3 tasks which I want you to do before coming to the session, because once you do this, then you'll be able to access, manage Launchpad Spaces and pages, and it should come via the custom catalog. And custom group we have told, custom space I have told. So all of this once you have assigned, I think that should be good for us to even have the visibility of how you differentiate between spaces and pages. Here, okay, at least get this. I mean, other task of creating spaces, creating pages, that will see maybe tomorrow I can give. So what I was saying was, if I try to search for the catalog which we had, this I think I again need to copy and search for this. So you have this like standard catalog. And I mean, as Shardul was asking, we, I think, do have the function now for copying. Earlier, it wasn't available. So we can copy it. We extended, please. It's given access till only 27 July.
Yes.
Okay. Yeah, I'll check that with the technical team. Definitely it needs to be extended.
Thank you.
Yeah, no problem. I can just remind me. Let's talk to the IT team here in today's class only. Because even I'll get busy, so we need to raise it earlier, I think, because they have some license issues. So I think you have this. So even if we try to, let's just copy this, delete Z. Okay. Now even if you have created a Z catalog, and as soon as I hit this, okay, transport I'm capturing. Okay. So now this is created as a copy of the business catalog, which we have just put it in the role. But you see that now, this particular role which we have created, it has got access to how many apps? Manage Launchpad App Manager, Adaptation Mode, Cross Client, create Launchpad pages from groups, manage Launchpad pages, manage Launchpad spaces, this translation editor. And I mean, this multiple apps it has got access to. Whereas the custom catalog which we wanted it to only have these 2 apps. So that's the reason, instead of creating directly from the standard. So the other thing which you can do is you can just, you can select this, select this, and then just click on remove tile and target mapping. If we remove this, then you'll have only these 2 tile and target mappings which are available, and then that will do the purpose. Even that we need to check, if everything has been created successfully or not. So let me just remove this. But then, it is something which is not a recommended way, but you can definitely do it. It's not a concern, as we see that now it is working as well. So that's the reason I am asking you to avoid directly copying. Like if there is any testing emergency where you want to give that access either to yourself or to any user who needs to test it, definitely go ahead and then assign the business catalog, or just create a custom of it and then assign it maybe without removing anything. But if you tend to do this, and then if they see that, okay, there are some applications which they are able to access, and then again, if you find out that these applications were not fit for them, and then you have given them that access, so maybe in the custom catalog which you'll further create as the catalog which will move in the next systems, they'll maybe again ask access to those, and then again you'll need to spend time to mention them that this is not something which they should have access and all.
What sets ZaranTech apart in SAP corporate training? It's our unique blend of expertise and innovation. We offer customized courses tailored to each client's needs, ensuring relevant, targeted learning. Our vast trainer database brings you wisdom from the best in the field. Need resources? Access our extensive training material repository anytime. We are all about measurable results, providing detailed student metrics to track progress. And we don't just teach, we build community. Join our thriving social media network, connecting learners beyond boundaries. With ZaranTech, you are not just training, you are transforming your SAP expertise.
So that's the reason many of these cases I've seen where we have given the standard catalog and then a lot of applications access they used to get. So, but yeah, it is available now. So I think the one I told that it is not available for copying is incorrect. You can still go ahead and copy it, but good practice is to create it from scratch, because there you have that complete functionality or complete control, that what you are adding into the role, what you are removing into, what you are adding into the catalog, what you are removing from catalog, what kind of services are available, what kind of services are not available. So that's the reason the ideal way is to go and then create it from scratch. But yeah, if there is any emergency, definitely that copy item is also available now, so you can go ahead and do it. So yeah, I hope it is clear now. I mean, why I was telling not to copy it, and then why it is like mentioned by SAP to create it from scratch and then use it the way you want to do. So yeah. So these are the steps we did. This was mandatory. Manage Launchpad Spaces, again mandatory. Manage Launchpad Pages is mandatory for you to do. This is your task. Let me just send it here also in the snipping.
If you have some time for 5 minutes, can you show us, like earlier we got some errors, right? For which you have added this additional service like SWG, because we had on SWV. So you have created a custom role and you have added a SWG, so that functionality started. I mean, the app started showing up. So how did you add this SWG? Can you show up to us once again?
Yes, definitely. Let's do that. Let me try to quickly at least mention what we did, and then maybe we can pick it. I think this will be a summary of what we did, where it will help you in going ahead for tomorrow. Because tomorrow we'll again do a deep dive into Spaces, Pages, and then maybe brownfield if time permits. So we'll see that definitely. So what we did today was we created Launchpad Spaces. First of all, we visited this app. We didn't have access to it, and then this is mandatory for us to access in order to create a space for end users. So we need access to this, Then further, what we did was we created a space. We gave the space ID, description, and title. Okay. Then there was an option to create a page along with a space. So we just checked it, and then we created a page directly in that screen only. So we can create it directly like this, or we can even create it separately as well by just going into Manage Launchpad Pages. So we'll see that as well. But for now, let's see what we have did. Again, here we added a page ID, description, and title. Okay. So this is what we did. The next thing what we did was we added applications manually into the page by selecting a catalog from Fiori Apps Library. So this can be done. So this we'll see further, that if you add it and then further what we see that was not reflecting. So that can be prevented if we add the subsequent role containing that catalog to the page. But yeah, for now, we added applications manually because that is how it is present. And then I think while creating a page or while adding applications manually, we also added a secondary page, which is not of concern right now. So we added applications manually by selecting a catalog. And then further, next step, what we did was we went to PFCG and we assigned space to the role. We assigned space to the role, and further we added applications from the role to the page. These are all the activities we did. And then, further we need to test it if the end user is able to use this, that maybe we can see. I think I would want you only to test it because you are creating a test user. So we'll maybe look at a couple of cases. We'll look at what errors you are facing. So we'll see that. So these are all the things which we did. So any queries for all these things which we did today? Okay. I think, once you guys do this, maybe you'll get more comfortable and then maybe ask more queries. But I think, this is how it should be done. So, and then, this is a task which I've given you in the chat box also. It's available. So do this if you were able to do it successfully or any errors you faced. I think let's move to now what we did to fix that. So let's go here. So this was the role which we initially assigned. So it had IWSV services, and then it had this Fiori Launchpad and those things. It has this IWSV services and the SAP Fiori Launchpad. So when we assigned this, we saw that it was not allowing us to see the apps and then we were running into errors. So if you'll compare this to the Z version of it, what we created, even you can go ahead and do this. Maybe I think let me give it as another task. Maybe you can also try it and then see if you are able to fix that errors. Because this is something which you will face in your client system also. So you need to be ensured that not all standard roles are still ready, that you can just rely on them for all the things. We even need to do for the custom ones. So yeah, so apart from these services, what I saw that, okay, only IWSVs are present here, but also we need to have corresponding IWSG services as well, which are present for these IWSV services, because this is an embedded system and then both the services are present in one system only. So I saw that for interop and page builder pers, the IWSG services are present and we added it. And for the UI to Launchpad, for this IWSG was not present, so we ignored it. So now how we add it, I'll show you. I think you go to transaction, you go to authorization default, and here for IWSG, you need to pick this SAP Gateway Service Groups Metadata. So as soon as you do it, this R3TR IWSG, it will come by default, and then you just need to come here, and then you just need to search for that particular service. So I think if you search for interop, you'll have this R3TR IWSG interop. So just select it, check it here. Again, you'll need to select and then click on copy. So as soon as you do, the corresponding IWSG services will come in for you. So with the help of that, you can get this added, and then further fix the authorizations. And then with the help of just these two services, that error got fixed and then it started working for us. So what you can also do is you create a test user, assign that standard role what we have assigned, SAP UI to 700, and the catalogs read that role. Assign that to the test user, log in with the test user, try to see if it is working for you. It should not, because again, it is missing these services. So just create a custom role like this, maybe create a _2 version of it, or create anything which you want to name it. Maybe just give it Z default role, and then just add these two, just create it as a copy of the initial role, add these two services, and it should be working for you. And then how did I troubleshoot that how these two services are missing? One thing is, based on my experience, I know that IWSV and SD both should be going in parallel, because whenever we are adding it to any catalog also, if you'll see, these two services come in combination. So we have just created this Z Fiori security team role. If you'll come here, we have just added the standard catalog. So you see that IWSG page FDM repository cust service there for SG version. The similar you'll see for the SV is also there. Space repository cust SRV, space repository cust SRV. So these two services come in combination mostly. So based on that, I was able to figure it out that okay, only SVs are present and SGs are not present. So let's just add it. So I added it. But apart from that, there's another troubleshooting catalog which we will see further also. So it's your /n/I2. I think we don't need to use wfnd/error_log. Yeah. Storage user no longer logged on. Okay. So currently there is no Fiori user logged on, so it's not working. But I think this is the one of the troubleshooting error decodes which we will use. IWFND error log. It says no user logged on. Let me log in. Try to execute anything maybe. That's fine. Something I have did. Now let's try to execute that. Now let me try to execute this. User no longer logged on. I don't know why this is coming. But I think I'll try to see why this is coming. But this /IWFND error log. This is the T code in which you can trace out that what services are missing for that particular user. So in that also we can see that okay, these two are missing. So you can try to use this T code once you try to log in with that test user. Let me put it here. Okay, it's already put by Vivek. So so this will help you in finding out that okay, which all services were missing for that particular user. So in this way, we can add the SG version of that services, and then we can fix this error, at least for the start authorizations which a user would need to execute the Launchpad.
In this screen, shall we assign that catalog directly to the roles? See, catalog tells target mapping and the roles are there.
Yes.
If I want to assign this catalog to that role, if you go to the roles tab, is it possible? Yes. What is the use of this roles tab?
I think if they have given it, it should be possible. Let's try to see if we can assign it directly. Let's try to search for our catalog. We need to search for role here. So first of all, I think you need to get the role created. So let's maybe try to pick the role which we have. Show PFC. So this is the role which we have created. Let's try to search for that role. Once we are here, what it shows us, copy role, open in PFCG, show group, show space, add catalog. Okay, you have an option for adding a catalog ID, SAP base. I think, this is what we create. So let's try to add a catalog, add it to role.
Again, for generation, we have to go again for the PFCG.
Yeah, I think that's what is good because, these are the new things which you can still try. But then how reliable these are, I'm unsure of it. So if you go here, I think you should see the role now. But since you have added a catalog, I'm not sure how it, without authorizations, fixing how it is able to SAP basis. This is what we added. SAP basis is what. Okay, I think since it already had the similar authorization, so it didn't introduce anything new. So that's why the authorizations still remain green. But if you add anything which is not the similar, so let's try to add a catalog which is different. Maybe let's try to add the Zcat customer. Okay, we have added it. Now let's try to look at the role. Go back.
So I think you can directly open that PFCG from there.
Okay. Yes. Yeah, I think that also is available. Open in Designer, open PFCG. So but the good part is, it turned your authorizations to red. So it's good. You can now go ahead and fix the authorization. So since the first catalog which we added from here, it contained the similar authorizations which the standard catalog was providing. So that's why it didn't turn red. But I think you can go ahead and add it if you're comfortable from here. You can open it also from here as we see. So, but I think the recommendation is to go ahead and then try to add it how we used to do, because that gives us more flexibility. And maybe you can come here to check that what all catalogs are added into the role. I think for that purpose, I think this is beneficial because here you will further need to click on it and then either turn on the technical names or you'll also see a lot of services which are present. So just if you want to have a view of role to catalog, I think this roles tab will work good. If you want to add it, you can, it's your choice how you want to do. I think they have given flexibility to add it from here also. But it will do the same purpose. Nothing new. It will also add the catalog to the role, how we are doing it from PFCG. It's just doing it directly. You don't need to, I think it will reduce certain steps. You don't need to click on drop down, click on Launchpad, catalog or spaces pages. So, I think you can still use it. But again, the recommended way or the way I use it is via PFCG only. But I think these new things are getting introduced. So just see if it's behaving properly. If it's working, then you have both the options. You can feel free to do your hands on here as well.
Thanks.
Okay.